Day 12. Here we go. Time to turn off the lights. The rest is silence. The fund has a reward for me! September's been rough this year. Yes, it's been a rough September. You survived death. This is your victory. You're the only survivor. Only survivor? Or maybe you're not the only one. I don't know how many you managed to touch, or will manage to. You still have the entire rest of the day to share your goodbyes with whomever you wish, to touch your last few souls. How does one survive death? Why does the disease kill some, but not others? After all, it seemed like everyone could have fallen seriously, terminally ill. Maybe it's the same with death in general. We think it obliterates everyone, but if you act just so, your intellect can overcome death, just as your body overcomes plague or typhus. Why defeat it? Life's more interesting this way. You know, fellow traveler, you should talk to my new friend. His name is Bachelor Scenario, really big on the whole fighting death thing. Oh, I know. I'll get to him right after I finish with you. He's smarter than you are. You're taking your damn time, fellow traveler, to get to Bachelor Scenario. I'm not pleased. Just be careful around him. He's a fussy sort of person. Delicate. Burowski ship, go. What have you done to the town? And what has the town done to you? You wouldn't have been able to solve this problem without each other. Different creatures as you are. An enormous town, a small person, an undetectably minuscule microbe. 3 of you. You needed each other. And what exactly have I done to the town? You understood it. You bound its severed parts together, drawing new connections between things that seemed incompatible. That is the essence of understanding. To understand is to become someone else. What seemed like death to the former you is just a crack in the earth to the new you. It's still rather wide, but you can get across. That is so beautiful. I love this game. It has the meaning of life in it, as far as I'm concerned. As if the town cared whether I understood it or not. You've given your town a future. You've weaned it from the earth, and that's something. The nourishing umbilical cord must be severed at some point. Can we do without that? The people will become free. They'll discover their destinies within the town, and those destinies will shape it. Oh, that was another point I was going to make. Maybe the diurnal ending is the one where the dolls become free. Maybe that's why Isidore wanted the diurnal ending, really. Maybe, I've always considered him like an evil monster in Pathologic 2 for his horrible plague plans, but well, that would still be true by and large. It could be an interesting take if he didn't see them as real people, if he knew they were dolls, and saw this as the only way to turn those who remained into real, authentic people by ending the children's game and letting the dolls be free. Maybe? They'll think of death how you've grown to think of death. Whoever survives something like this has nothing to fear. Go say goodbye to them. I want to cry all the time with this game. Not my kind of freedom. There's something wrong about all this. Where will you go then? To the heart of the town, the central square, to, I don't know, the theater. I don't have much of a choice. Don't worry, you'll have a choice there. Besides, you've already done all you can. All that's left is a bit of business to wrap up. Things that concern you alone. And you? Who are you? Who cares about you? You know what? I actually like myself. I've walked my path well these past 11 days. I can respect myself. The town is mine to explore. Always has been. I'll touch it one last time, and then return to where it all began. It has been quite a journey. That was a really interesting challenge run. I died twice, and they were both extremely avoidable. I think if I hadn't binge played it for that section and gotten really, really incredibly tired, things might have gone differently with those deaths. So I am curious about returning to this at some point and trying it again without dying. Though that does feel like a bit of a tall order to never mess up for 11 days of hell. But it would be worth trying. I ended up with 10 unused bandages at the end of the game, so there was definitely leeway there. Yeah. Oh, look at it. Everybody lives. Well, you don't count. But everybody else lives. It's beautiful. I saved everyone. I at least did that, one of my goals. No deaths was always a stretch. But I did, no deaths on just 200% difficulty without the permanent infection aspect before. And, I'd still like to try again sometime. And maybe even increase the difficulty of the challenge run. I mean, I ended up with 10 excess bandages, and I made some critical mistakes, like forgetting to draw people's blood and different things like that. I bet it would be doable to, that kind of looks... That kind of almost looks like void art with the hair. I should probably stop staring at all the nudity if I'm gonna put this on YouTube. What was I saying? Right. I think you could potentially challenge run this game even harder and still beat it. Because I made some critical mistakes. I think you could do no save scumming, permanent infection, save everyone. 200% difficulty, and add something else to it still. Another little wrinkle. Something small, nothing too big. But I think you could do it more. I really do think it would be doable. So I'll consider that for some time. But before I get around to just going beyond 200% difficulty permanent infection, I hope the Bachelor's campaign comes out and saves me from myself. Because I've gone far too deep down this road. This is awful. I need to be stopped. Please, Dankovsky, spare me.
You call such a man a slave. You call him a slave.
Bachelor, I found out recently how much you and everyone else in this game quotes that one French philosopher whose name I've already forgotten. But there's that French philosopher, and you quote him, and like everybody has a quote for him. Like I read 110 of his quotes, and like a dozen of them have been used in Pathologic 1 and 2. Anyway, Imshin. Oinon. Did I say it right? Imshin. Imshin. I'm trying. Just call me by my name. We don't want you to break your jaw. Well, this is it, I guess. It's just the beginning, or none. This pursuit of immortality will cost me my life. I doubt the powers that be in the capital ever cared whether or not I could defeat death. They just threw the heretic into the fire, hoping he'd never return. Excuse the pathos. Cost you your life, come now. And not just mine. Back at Thanatica, we fought for life, for the right to live, for a chance to never let death veto people. That's what we were robbed of. This tower. What is there to say? It's gone. And so is hope. I understand it's hard for you. A scientist, thrown into the jaws of death, hoping against hope to defeat death, welcomed by death, ridiculed by death, taunted by death, and fooled by death. It's as if this heretic, spat into the tower of... No, heretic. Okay, that was heretic. Spat into a tower of flame, expecting somehow to put it out. This whole place is far too crowded with deaths. There is no death. Imperare sibi maximum imperium est. Stay here. A new tower will grow. Just you wait. I say this as a friend. They still can't express their feelings for each other even at the end.
My chest feels stuffed with cotton.
It's so sad. Shiva. I suspect I'm the only person here who has figured out that you were the one who did it. A simple calculation, Burach. Numbers never lie. And you know what? I can get behind what you've done. It was a 50-50 chance. Truthfully, I find it oddly inspiring. I'm no writer, but I'll write about you. Not a poem, I hope. The work will be, of course, scientific, but the title... I'm thinking about throwing the scientific language out of the window and giving it an old-vantage, fashioned name. On the connection of everything. What do you say? Just keep in mind that not everything is connected. The pattern is more complicated. I'm saying this as a Haruspex. Thank you. I think the academic world in the capital may have a couple questions regarding the subject of my research. Perhaps you'd like to come with me as an assistant and, well, the subject. I'm flattered, but I'd rather stay here. This place needs a vet.
Never allow yourself any time to think. That's how you get to heaven.
I love him. Sans hose and a butt full of twaring. Sorry. You know, old boy, I was never persecuted for my genius, nor was I persecuted for murder. And yet, it turns out all this was my hell after all. What do you mean? I must go out. I must see her. Whom? My tower. You won't see it. It's no longer there. You're a cruel man, Burach. Can't you see I'm mad? Would it be so difficult to play along for a bit? Then I could believe in a miracle. For a few minutes longer. The Kinds want to build a new town across the Gorhon. You should go with them. We didn't see eye to eye, the judge and I. He argued that the tower was never their family's crowning achievement, merely mine. And I concur. It was my crown. I've hit the ceiling. And so you gave up? Yes, we shared the same opinion. Where's the inspiration in that? Consensus is an anchor. Say, Burach, why do they say miracles have abandoned the step? It's the price we paid for curbing the outbreak. So my glass vanished alongside your step miracles. You know, Burach. Don't say anything. Let it be so. Yes, Peter, your tower vanished along with our miracles. I feel so sad.
Want me to sing you a nice little song?
Thank you, Andre. I appreciate your support in this trying times. I'll find the fuckers. I'll spend the rest of my days searching. I'll tear the general's throat out with my bare hands. I'll get the officers who gave the order, and the ones who stood by and watched, and the soldiers who manned the cannon, the ones who aimed it. What for? What for? For the tower. Have you ever lost a child? No. Well, mine was just murdered. My brother's too. Murdered in cold blood. That tower was alive. Alive! And there won't ever be another one like it. Ever. Even brother won't make one. Even I won't build one on the sorry earth. Do you understand? Do you? I do. Stop yelling at me. You have no idea, obviously. I can tell. 32 people will pay for it with their lives. I've counted. Military fuckers. I'll follow them first thing tomorrow. Andre, listen. Leave those 32 people alone. It was me. I did it. You. Me. Are you an idiot? Or just hammered? Why would you spout such ridiculous lies? Wannabe hero stratus. That's a reference to something I'm pretty sure, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to say it, and I'm sorry. Who? Since that was authentic to my real world reaction.
Happily ever after lasted for about a week at change.
That's such a good line. Oh my god. I just wanted someone to pick me up and hold me. Like a child. Don't you hate children? Me hate? I adore children, even professionally, Sawbones. I'm a circus performer. I've handled more children than a midwife. Wait, you're from the caravan. The Wandering Children Kidnapping Circus. Absurd. We never kidnapped anyone. They tagged along of their own accord. No, rather, I'm not from no caravan. Never was such a thing, Sawbones. It's a myth. I just like children. I'm kind and tender like that. You like children. They frighten you nearly to tears. Conscience is a hell of a thing, like the gap between trapeze bars. It doesn't forgive. Sorry, circus joke. You wouldn't get it. Yes, sweet pea. Come on, let me hold you. I'm only joking. I'd rather like some candy, though. Should I tuck you in, too? And sing me a lullaby? If nothing else, you can act. That was a masterful depiction of a child. Her eyes are like gleaming, almost. Huh, what is Anna's deal? Did she just psychologically break at the end of this one? Interesting. No more screaming.
I won't touch you, so don't touch me.
I can't feel my legs. Well, they're made of bones. I'm dying, Ripper. Only a tiny drop remains, like someone cleaved me in half It all spilled out. Hey, are there 2 of you? There's only 1/2 of me left. The better half, I hope. You're an idiot, Ripper. A dull, insufferable idiot. All that talk of rivers of blood. That's not what the story was about at all. You have no idea who's above us. No idea who you actually killed. Above us? So who's up there? Someone you weren't even invited to meet. But they're waiting for me. Poor souls. And now I'll never come. Well, maybe one day I'll figure out your side of the story. I made the changeling sad. I have to go back and switch to the nocturnal ending. I love her. I can't have made her sad. I'm so unhappy now. The stuff about... Oh, because she was the Earth too, of course. I'm so unhappy now.
Maybe Khan and I should bury the hatchet?
In the end, I'm glad it turned out this way. The tower was a thorn in the side. Your friend valued it. What if Khan gloated over Chester's death? Chester cannot die. Good for you. Those who spend all their time pie fall really hard in the end. That's how you get your dream dome smashed to bits. Your dream dome smashed to bits. Bad idea. In the end, all dreamers walk the same earth. And I'm in charge of this here earth. Dealing in dreams? Nah, not for me. Some people like their dreams. Keep that in mind. Not everyone will follow you, at least not right away. Of course, there's also you. I really like you. You look just look at your half. It clearly shows your quality of character. So you're with us now, yes? So you accept me into the soul and the halves. Will you take me into the kin? Why would you want that? I'll build warehouses. Just think about it. We already have warehouses. Why build more? I'll have a warehouse full of everything. Every miraculous thing, you know? Rarities and oddities. Crucially, those will be things, material objects, not ethereal reflections of dreams like Hans. Things, get it? Have you ever run your hands over cloth, smelled walnuts, seen a piece of carnate... I don't know what that is either. I feel like I need to look it up now. If you like me so much, perhaps Chester will finally show himself. That's up to him. Cats know the facts of the matter. And nor when a fool comes to chatter. That's fair.
Better a thimble of blood in the vein than 1,000 gallons in the drain. Need you lean on my roots for strength?
Ruhidale, earth is cold. My feet are cold. I'm going deaf, blind. My hands are rough. Bullish, bullish, by Elish. In the end, it didn't work out your way. I knew it would hurt you, and I'm sorry. Borkhara boshegna. Edahimne chorine. I fear Earth is dying. Mother Bodo sinks into the depths. People begin to fear me, look through me, cross the street to hide from me. No one needs me. No one wants me. They fear what they don't understand. Who are you, truly? I am Saba Ubste, flesh of Earth's flesh. Mother Bodo gave you a piece of herself, so that you may have a mother. That was me, Uninte. Today I return to Earth. Saba Zubse, a Shebnok tale to frighten children. Yes, I've seen your reflection. Behra, I shall go blind, deaf. I was part of your journey, yet you left me by the wayside. Let that be so, Imshin. I changed for you. Mother Bodo spoke to you through me. If you need not a mother, then she need not speak to you. I do. I know you don't believe me, but I need you. Bachara, do not watch. Bashemna, do not listen. Rishishta, go, please. Beate chembein, charete inagni. Let your step be warm. Very well, chete.
She gave me these legs to make up for the mangled ones.
You're a cruel man, Kindred. Should have killed me. I have forgiven you. I mean it. He would, too. I don't. We will not fraternize. There will be no closure. Shi yunde yiribshi. Why have you come, then? Not after you. See the stone horn, Kindred. Know you what it is? No. Olongo used to be a temple. This town was but step roads with step gates as its bridges. Olongo used to be the bull's head. We had no word for town then. Now a town has grown on our back. Pressed Olongo down. We used to be a head, and now we are. Why are you telling me this? You are triumphant now, Kindred. Yet time will pass, and you will find yourself upturned. What was once atop the wheel will find itself dragged down. You'll see. Temel ti. I'm not triumphant. Not at all.
Coins taste weird. Taste like wealth, I guess. Oh, blood.
I've never heard that one before, and I love it. Thank you, Taya. You're a treasure. Midin Gishi, I hereby grant you new law. Over your left hand it is done, not the right. So speaks Mother Boto. Unsure why she speaks so, but still. We will tell hands apart now. Timil da. I wonder if that could be related to the changeling in any way. Like, when hand is gone. That could be something. Preaching already, girl. So, Medicin she, here's another law for you. Never hold a grudge, for grudges are bad for health and sneak behind. Berhara, whoever carries a grudge shall slip on it and break their neck. So speaks Suak. She'll see to it at night. Timil da, let it be so. That's legit. Fair enough. Medinin chi, hira la. Never deceive or betray the small ones, the ones that trust you. It is not only Suak's nocturnal law. Mother Boto would turn away from you, too. No harming the small ones. Let it be so. Those are some good laws, kid. Medin Nekshi. Now for the most important law. The law of candy, sweets, and those soft white thingies they sell in shops. They are to be abundant. No one has the right to forbid eating them. Mother Boto. Somehow she will not see to this law, so I'll have to do it myself. Timil, da. Oh, I wonder what I should invent next. Well done. Spoken like a true Mother Superior. Timil, da. Why are you here? Shi Yundid Iribshi? Did you come to listen to our not-so-highness? Hara Busuli, it didn't take you long to fit into your new role.
Mother Botto warms her kin, feeds them.
A walking sim to the very end. least in this ending. I definitely ended up with a chunk of resources left. That really, really makes me think we could make this harder and still do it. Could be cool. Bah! My kiddos!
Feels like so much pulling my strings.
So, what's the plan now? Any suggestions? Well, first we'll need to settle down, of course, fix up the household, and then... Okay, I made up my mind. I'll be your student. I thought you were already a learned specialist. Will you teach me? I guess I'll have to teach someone, if I want to leave this place in 10 years or so. Leave? Where the hell are you planning to go? I'm kidding. Where would I go? I'm bound to this town now. You can't abandon us now. We need to fix the town, right? It's on its last legs. It won't survive without you. That's where you're wrong, kid. It will survive. That was the whole point. Perhaps it won't ever die.
Dad used to bring us food home from the factory.
And I will get a dog. Teach it to be a tiger. I'll name it Grumby. And they lived happily ever after, and horribly ever before.
We're alive. So Granddad Simon is still alive too.
Is this our new house? There's no reason for us to stay in the den below the factory. Can I choose a room for myself? I think I know which one you'll take. I accidentally made that conversation super short. Oh well. Love you, Murky. Kiss on the head. I suppose it's all empty now. Alright. I think this will be Murky's room. Or the loft up above it. Somewhere where she can hear the herbs grow. That's what I like to think. It'll be pretty. It's all going to be so pretty. What a beautiful town. I'd live here if I could. Oh right, I need to climb a random stairway to heaven to find the divisors, don't I?
I'm a simple man. Why talk when you can fight?
Waiting for your command, my mentor. I command you to never call me that again. I humbly accept your every word, O wisest of the wise, and obey. Come on, drop it. Well, is there something to celebrate that I've missed? We're alive, isn't that enough? You shouldn't have stopped me. Do you even believe yourself? Or maybe you did right. Don't give up on yourself. It's not over for you yet. You turned out just like your father in the end. You even talk the same. You're the one who resembles him, not me. Believe it or not, that's why I asked you to. Or to stay with me.
No honest man.
Will it rain? Will it snow? Will it pass? I don't know.
Oh, I was just wondering if you'd come. If you need me, why didn't you call? It felt more exciting to wonder. Huh, is it really you? Never heard you utter that word. Well, I've said it before, maybe 5 times or so. Once a year while I was away, I bet. I wonder where that idiot is. I heard you adopted some kids. Orphans. I did. How you raised them? Some father you are. I think these kids have already raised themselves. Want my help? As in just help, you idiot. I just want to be useful. Make it easier for you and maybe lighten my own life a bit. You know. I do, and I agree. Ne'er been up here, can you imagine? What do you plan to do now? Nothing. I don't want to do anything at all. I've been meaning to ask you, why'd you go to her in the first place? She was an authority, and you... A thief. And not just any thief, but a kingfish, first to the gallows. That what you mean? Yeah. My thoughts exactly. That's why I went. You're no player, cub. If you know your hand will lose, get it over with so you can pull new cards. Then you can make a move. That was my plan, anyway. That's not how it shook out. How did it go? Didn't you see? I went to her ready to play cards, but she played checkers instead. Scratched that. She played me like a damn flute. I couldn't have known. Well, she's not around anymore. Don't you want to go back? You're an idiot, cub. While I was there, I realized how that giant clock operates. I used to think that I understood it, but it's only now I truly do. I used to be a clocksmith, oiling the town's gears. And I'll stay a clocksmith, only a different kind. You see? No, but I hope I will. Can I light the candles? Okay. Alright, lit. Let's give the kitties a goodbye gift. Panacea. Enjoy. The Burach family recipe.
Yes.
Wrong turn. I saved the damn town! Why does no one care about me? Respected some places. I guess I didn't die enough to grow the tumor. That would have been the third death, I guess. So that's nice. I at least did that right. Even if I lost the ability to hug Lara Ravel, which is really sad. Are the visors on that stairway to heaven at all? Or are they on a specific one, perhaps? Don't see them. Guess it's a specific stairway to heaven and I may have missed it. Make up for all the stuff I stole. Here at the end. The tombs that I sadly can't steal bread from in this Pathologic. Hello, second Clara.
Shall I sing a song for you?
See? All the mistresses are here. So you plan to become a mistress yourself? I guess. Think I'll fail? What are you good at? Divination. I told you your fortune, didn't I? That you'd spill rivers of blood, and you did. Drowned the whole square in it. Am I wrong? You're right. You know, Ripper, you aren't such a bad person. You didn't even hesitate when you took that awful poison to protect the orphan girl by the crowstone, remember? That was very brave. So don't wander too far. We're still connected, you and I. And there's a great deal ahead of us. If you're who I think you are, that is ominous as hell. It's nice to be appreciated.
Roots and blood. That's the foundation beneath our feet.
Mother would have approved of my ideas. She loved people. I don't. But I do believe that, when treated with respect, they return it in spades. Economic growth is based on human dignity, and dignity is a word that we haven't heard too often around these parts. Can you tell me more about your mother? No, I don't think the words describe her exist in any human language. Care, protection, concern, warmth, regard, tenderness, love. This is stupid and wrong. Wrong. Personally, I've never been too close to her, you know? I guess you could even say that I was the only person who did not love her, but it can't be denied that she was the safeguard of this town. She held it together. But now it holds on its own. I never loved my mother, but some things she taught me well, particularly that care is a very smart behavioral strategy. Respect and dignity are the concrete that will hold our new economic foundation together. I hate you. young Vlad just a little bit. Like, not really, but kind of, just a little bit, like, your mother just... I named myself after her too, okay? Well, Capella, I guess, more so, but like, care is a very smart behavioral strategy, you little... What's your plan then? I'll start with simple things. An 8-hour workday, forbidding child labor, insurance, benefits for disabled workers, better pay. Is that it? Is that not enough? In your place, I'd be more concerned about the commercial landscape. I know, I've thought about that too. Listen, Burach, would you like to become my assistant? I'll need people to implement my ideas, especially people like you, people from the kin. What do you say? No, Vlad, I'm a doctor, not a manager. My job is different. You're tough. I think you'll manage this town well.
Many a mickle makes a muckle. There's no hurry.
No, my boy. Life's not over yet. Not over. It only looks broken. But we will start anew. We will rebuild it. Huh. I expected to see you broken, boss. Me, broken. No one has ever seen that. And no one ever will. Yes, no better time for hard work than now. Time to get dirty again. No one's better suited for that than me. No one. Sorry. Where will you start? I'll start with myself, my boy. With myself. My 7th decade is just around the corner. Now is the time. Expecting to live long, I see, boss.
Behind any pretty facade, there's a yawning black pit. Always.
No, I'm not trying to stop it.
The blood of the town is not a figment of our imagination, nor does it involve step rights. People are the blood of the town.
I'm really very grateful to you, Atami, for what you've done. You did everything right, guiding this town toward the future. I'll always be glad to return the favor when I can, however I can. No, I did a lot wrong. I know you can't help but mourn the losses, but you've preserved what was most crucial, the Udarg, because the Udarg is us, people, children. We'll grow and build a new town, better, more balanced. Where will you begin? And here's the line that made me name myself after you as well as the changeling. Right here. I'll marry Casper. The Heinz and the Olgimskis will unite. The Polyhedron, the Bull Enterprise. Those were all cruel machines geared to produce utopias. Factories that process people into ideas. But we'll make a world where people's bones aren't crushed under lofty words. And there it is. We'll make a world where people's bones aren't crushed under lofty words. Don't you miss the Polyhedron, even little? No, it was a factory of fantasies. Beautiful, yes, but heartless. I know you didn't want to destroy it. Perhaps you even regret it. But that trap suffocated children. You released them. That was a good deed, Artemy. I guess. You always knew the right words to say. Ah! What'd you do to the world, Capella?
We can hold our own. Let them try.
You're always so untimely. With all due respect, Doctor. I can see the two of you shall shine a moment. I'll be on my way. I had utmost respect for your father, Master Burach. We weren't friends, and neither will I be your friend. But respect is possible. It's up to us. What do you plan to do now? Capella plans, not me. We'll do everything together from now on. Ask her. So she's in charge. Somehow I'm not surprised.
Rough as Dutch, safe to touch, smooth as bone, leave it alone.
So beautiful. Sometimes stone seems useless. Anything is better than stone. Wax, silk, glass. Stone is for the tone deaf, but occasionally it shines, even in this crude configuration. Yes, Nina was very beautiful. Why have you come? People often visit mistresses, and here. Oh, be silent. Why do you keep talking to me? Why do you think you're allowed to? No one dared harass Mother like that, but people like you are drawn to me. How can I teach you a lesson? Nina never shied away from people. But you see, Mother, this is precisely what makes it interesting. I don't want to move to the other side of the Gorhon. It's too easy to step over the past. I don't like things too easy. Neither do I, Maria. Why do you think I keep increasing the difficulty of Pathologic 2? There are still so many people like this one here. Rough and dirty, ready to be pressured into diamonds. All I need is a forge. Can't you kinds live without pressuring people? And you know, Mother, that forge is me. Sometimes I wake up with a burning in my chest and the sky becomes crimson. In that very moment, if I kiss someone, they can see it too. It's true. Though I must admit, the very person I tried that on got insomnia and died a week later. But I'll try harder next time. Oh my god, Artemy! Oh my god. I can see Artemy also has a crush on Maria kinda. He must share my affection for people who are mean to him for no reason. If you need a volunteer to train with, let me know. I'd be happy to oblige. Oh my god. 12 days of permanent affection have done another on Artemy. He's a masochist too now. Hello, Severovs. I like you two now as well. I hated you for so long. But then I played the Changeling and I hated you more and more and more, and then I forgave you. And it was beautiful. And I love you now. Hello.
Just wait. I'll restore order.
Katarina is no longer a mistress. Who is she then? You know nothing of her. This cursed town smothered her, forced a stupid role on her. She got it in her head that she had to be anyone but herself. That's the kind of town we live in. She used to be different. Completely different. What was she like before? Who do you think you are, expecting me to talk about my wife with you? A member of the community who expects to know how you're planning to govern us. There'll be other mistresses in the town. Leave them alone. And Katerina, she'll start by bringing the cathedral back to life. How? You'll see. Just tell me she's not religious. Anything's better. Even a second plague.
Don't shout. I value whispers, waysides, and west winds.
My husband is no longer governor. Was he ever? I mean, it's just a title. He's a ruler now. The ruler. The Bull Enterprise is destroyed. The Olgimpskis are over. The Kinds are no longer on this side of the river. Everyone's scattered, like children after a game ends. But my husband alone would never abandon his duty. His town. Didn't take you long to label everyone traitors. The Olgimpskis were always the guts, hot, alive, feeding the town. The Kinds were the nerves, spark and potential. People cling to the belly for warmth, the grasp of the nerves to reach beyond themselves. But no one ever dares to touch the bones. The bones are your family, I guess. Yes, my husband is this town's spine, and now, that horrible weight lifted from him, he will straighten. Your husband is a man of honesty and resolve. He'll make a good ruler. I'm not sure if I meant what I just said. He was a pretty shitty ruler.
It wasn't me.
Even if I have forgiven him.
Don't look at me like that.
24, 23, 7, 7, 5. How's it going, cub? Mother said she'll teach me numbers. Father will do letters. Then they'll let me get back to work. I'll stay at the cemetery and count the dead. Count them and then write it down. That's fine. If that's what I need to do to go back there, I'll do it. Did they tell you that from underground? Do you still talk to them? My foster parents, Alexander and Katerina, the governor's family took me in. So they adopted you too now. It never ends. What do you mean? They had a different daughter before. And it didn't end well. But perhaps it'll go better with you. Be nicer to her than you were to poor Clara. She's sweet and innocent. You don't need to ruin another autistic girl's life with your authoritarianism.
There's a buzzing in my ears.
They were always driven upwards, and that's what became their downfall. Too straightforward an interpretation. We need to follow the magnetic lines. They are the nerves of the earth. We'll make a massive glass podium in the center, like a lens, you see? And inside it, a compass. There are no more nerves. The earth is dead. It lost too much blood. Blood is only food for the spirit, for as long as we stand on this ground, its gravity exists, driving us down. While we are driven, we live. So it's a sentient corpse now. Better than just a corpse, I guess. We've done too much looking and not enough listening. Yes, that's it. Sight is humanity's primary sense, so it impedes us. Too simple, crude. In our new town across the river, we won't let ourselves rely on sight. You mean that literally? How primitive of you. Look, I'm just happy you're not going to gouge your eyes out. We will not govern our new town. We need to find a way to avoid governing it. So it will govern us. Houses will write edicts, streets will invent laws, roofs sentence criminals. Don't give me that look. But do come when our new town is complete. You'll be welcome. I guess I'll drop by.
What?
Come over here. You're dressed strangely. So are you. I think I saw you before. I live in the Stillwater. What do you have here? They're discussing what they're planning to build next, and I'm listening. So interesting. So what are they saying? People always say it was Andre and Peter who built this town, but that's not true. The Oneirotex did. And Nina and Victoria too, in their own way. And then there was Farhad, another Oneirotex. He built the cathedral. The Oneirotex? I don't know either. So interesting. Danil was fascinated by it too. He kept asking around, looking at documents. You two were close, weren't you? I guess. Anyway, this town existed long before those Oneirotex. I meant the interesting parts of the town. So did I. You're talking about the dingy part of the town. Dingy and chaotic, messy. Our town has no place for unnecessary things. This is the girl living in an abandoned observatory. Anyway, things went wrong with the cathedral somehow. It remained unfinished. How is it unfinished? It looks finished to me. It's empty and silent, soulless. A week ago, I had a dream. I was walking down its aisle, or rather, falling. I woke up and thought, it doesn't matter. Oh, that's so interesting. I don't think I ever did the Diurnal Ending since playing all of Pathologic 1 and learning all its secrets. That's really fascinating. You know, I think the Kinds might take me with them when they leave the other side. Us standing here together, it just feels right. They know I'm one of them. Is that so? We'll build a new town across the river, iridescent and specular and transparent. Well, they'll build it. I'll just listen and tell them if they've gone too flat or too sharp. Well, good luck, girl with a soul.
Yes?
A touch is an attentive look, or a keen word. One can touch with their hands too, but that is a hard skill to learn.
I feared this town might be a cradle, but it ended up being a catapult bucket. Can't we just have a normal town for normal living people? No. What is a normal person, anyway? What is the norm? Think it over, dear Haruspex, lest you blurt out something really ignorant and find yourself in an awkward position. Yeah, it's unwise to get into arguments with you. Or other kinds of fights, young man. Why do you want to propel humanity forward? And where? The coldness of space? Simon was better than me. He did what I never had the courage to do. Thrust a knife into his own firstborn. He couldn't bear the infant's scream, but still he succeeded. Simon Kine and Isidore Burach vaccinated our town against death. You mean, you know everything? Of course, for I am the judge. Your brother, he and my father. My brother and I have been preparing to face a catastrophe like this for many years. We knew that only people whose lives were imbued with meaning and purpose could survive it. People with bowstrings for souls. I never imagined that there'd be so many survivors. Truly, we live in the best of possible worlds. But even more are dead. We ascended, one step, a single step, but a crucial one. The mission of House Kine on this side of the river is over. So why does Simon, my dear twin brother, still haunt me in my sleep? It's called love, Judge. Goodbye, Aglaya Lilich. I get very directionally confused very quickly. That's why I've never been able to do the challenge runs from the Reddits that make you not use the map. Even though I've played hundreds and hundreds of hours of this game and can see the map in my head, I always lose my way if I don't look at it frequently anyway. Not sure about that. Maybe I have something weird in my head. Wouldn't be out of place if I did. I'm not sure what the visors are. I imagine they wouldn't say anything radically different than they do in the Nocturnal Ending, but I don't actually know that. I'm not sure which stairway to heaven they're even on. It's the problem. I think I'll end things. My voice is really tired. I need to see this through. I can always come back and look for them, but to save on my own time.
Shall I sing you a song?
Look who's here. Time to get real then. You wanted to come round. Let's see if it worked. So, what do you think? Are you back? Come round, I didn't faint. Who are you? What do you mean? Who are you? Artemi Burach. Who are you? The man who tore this town apart and bound it back together. Where are you? I'm everywhere. I was desperate at first. I thought we failed utterly, like the astronomers of old, you know? The eclipse is short, it ends in the blink of an eye, and we missed the chance to observe and calculate everything we needed. And the next opportunity is a century out. Oh, so that's when the Bachelor campaign will release. I got you now. Observe what? Calculate what? Humanity, their limits, their struggle to conquer death. This play wasn't the best. A flop, honestly. No, it was wonderful. I love you, Mark. But it wasn't useless. I see much clearer now. I know how to improve it. The next show will be better. A flop? You're too harsh. We chose the wrong hero, someone who didn't fear death at all. Disrespectful, prude, and flippant. We'll use a different archetype next time. A person obsessed with the idea of defeating death. Death's nemesis, so to speak. Someone who has studied it. I think you're the one obsessed with death. Death cannot be defeated, but it can be overcome. Not by prolonging life, no. The Stolberg method is ridiculous and stupid. People aren't yet strong enough to bear their own internal hell or rid themselves of it. That's not how you overcome death. We found the true way. I'm all ears. How many of you were there here? The actors who played the Haruspex? I'm Burach. I'm not an actor. Where was the real Haruspex? Gradually the actor became him. They would only act the part while playing a section, and become Haruspex upon unlocking new events. How does one overcome death? They transcend the self. That's what the sandpests try to do. Depersonalize us. The body is susceptible to death, as is the self, as is any being trapped within its bounds. They invite death the way a lantern invites insects, but that which is broken into many bodies, many selves, many perceptions, that thing can resist it. You're right. To connect two things, you must first break them apart, because connection implies difference, and previous separation. Only connections defeat death. I have been in a multitude of shapes before I assumed a consistent form, as an ancient poet once said. Who are you? This question is a trap. Our work here is done. You can go to the dressing room and take off the costume. Remember the place? It's where you started. Good luck, and thank you for taking part in our daring experience. Another trap? I don't want to choose a door, but if I stay here in the theater, maybe even take your place. Would you like that, dear Mark? By the way, that concept about the fiend death is very reminiscent of Buddhism. Not the concept of fiend death itself, but that way, the connections by things having many bodies, by the transcendence of the self. At times, pathologic characters quote Buddhist texts, which I find very interesting. Yeah. So there's definitely, not so much in Pathologic 1, I don't recall, but definitely in Pathologic 2, there's a significant Buddhist influence on this game, and I find that very fascinating. It's all over. Well, it's done. Pathologic 2, 200% difficulty, no save scumming, permanent infection, saved everyone, 2 deaths. One day I'll try again, and I'll do it better. Until then, farewell. Mi moto poto run warm your steps.